Dear children, how are you today? Сәлеметсіздер ме, балалар? Қалдарың қалай? Здравствуйте, ребята. Как ваши дела? The same of our lesson is listening and speaking. Бүгінгі біздің сабақ тақырыбымыз тыңдалым мен айтылымға байланысты. Тема нашего урока сегодня – слушание и говорение. Listening – тыңдалым, слушание. Exercise number 1. Find the missing words. Бірінші жаттығу. Жоғалған сөздерді табамыз. Упражнение первое. Находим пропущенные слова.
ListenAminute.com. Radio. It's amazing how radio is still with us. Everyone thought that television would kill radio. It didn't. Then music videos and MTV came along. That didn't really affect radio either. It seems radio is becoming more and more popular these days. You can tune in to almost any radio station in the world nowadays over the internet. I'm a big fan of radio and can't live without it. I love radio phone-in shows. It's fascinating to hear callers call in and talk about the latest news.
Exercise number 2. Tick which of the following things you have in your local area. Make notes about why tourists might enjoy visiting these places. Екінші жаттығу. Суретке қараймыз, мына сөздерді аударамыз. Және де осы нәрселер сендердің қалаларыңда бар ма? Егер бар болса, белгілеп шығамыз. Осы жерлерге туристтар қай жерлерге көбірек барады және де не үшін? Упражнение номер 2. Смотрим на картинку и переводим слова. Есть ли-нибудь какие места, такие ведь места в вашем городе? Если есть, то вставляем галочку. Потом, какие места обычно ходят туристы и почему? Exercise number 3. In pairs or as a group, discuss these questions. Make notes of your answers. Үшінші жаттығу. Жұппен болсын, немесе топпен болсын, мына сұрақтарды талқылаймыз. Сұрақтарға жауап береміз. Упражнение номер 3. Парами или же группами обсуждаем эти вопросы. А снизу отвечаем на вопросы. Exercise number 4. Use the words given in capitals to form a word that fits in the gap in the same line. Төртінші жаттығу. Үлкен әріппен жазылған сөздерді дұрыс сөйлемдерге қойып шығамыз. Упражнение номер 4. Слова, которые написаны большими буквами, берем и вставляем в предложение. Заполняем. Правильно. Homework. Do exercises 1 and 2 on page 52 of your workbook.
Hello, and you're very welcome. My name is Evelyn Cusack, and I've worked as a weather forecaster here in Ireland for over 30 years. And I must say, when asked to produce a forecast for Ireland in the year 2050, I found it a really daunting prospect. Now, certainly global temperatures have been rising, but it's difficult to see any change in pattern here in Ireland, as the weather really is very changeable as it is. A constant interplay between warm tropical air coming up from the south and cold polar air coming down from the north and moving in from the Atlantic. And where these two contrasting air masses clash, we have bands of rain, the so-called polar front, as first described by Wilhelm Bjerknes. So will there be any change in our weather pattern? Well, there are many speculations. Some think that it's going to turn more stormy, that we're going to get more rainfall, more flooding events, perhaps more droughts. Perhaps it'll turn warmer, perhaps even colder as the Gulf Stream gets turned off. But one thing is certain. This year, the Arctic ice continues to shrink, and observations come from satellites since 1978. So what will the weather be like across Ireland? Well, after such a cold summer, we're enjoying something of an Indian summer here at the moment. Perhaps September 2050 will be equally pleasant. It really is impossible to estimate. Climate models really are in their infancy. So all I can say is that I really hope our young people become engaged in this big problem and study maths, physics, science, and help us solve the climate puzzle and perhaps help save planet Earth. Thank you for listening.